Hello learners at home. You are welcome to our PVS Agricultural Science class. Our topic for today is on crop pests. At the end of the lesson, I expect every one of us to be able to define pests and crop pests. 2. State the classifications of agricultural pests with their examples. 3. Mention some economic importance of crop pests. Definition of crop pest. A crop pest is an organism whose activities on crops plants hinders the growth of such crops and reduces the yield of crops in the field and destroys food products in store. We have different examples of some crop pests, which include insects, rodents, birds, monkeys, etc. All these are pests. Insects is the most numerous and cause the largest damage to crops. Their attack and destroy crops in different stages of their development. What are the economic importance of crop pests? The economic importance of crop pests is 1. The economic importance of crop pests is 1. The damage caused by pests to agricultural crops, either in the field or in the storage, are many. They are stated in form of 1. Pests, either insects or vertebrates. Pests causes serious damage to crops on the field and in the store. For example, larvae of most pests destroy the tissues of maize stem, causing breaking over through strong wind. Grass cutters eat up young rice seedlings, oil palms and sugar canes. Cocomelon pieces the plants and suck their juice from cocoa pod and branches, thus destroying the pods and causing weakness for the plant. 2. Qualities of the product is reduced. For an example, yam, beside insect pest, yam beetles feeds on yam tubers, creating holes on it, thereby reducing the quality. Fruits of pawpaw, guava, citrus are also eaten by bats, birds, etc., therefore reducing the quality of these agricultural products. 3. Qualities or yield of crops is also reduced. For instance, yam attacked by rodents, pawpaw fruits eaten by birds, cocoa pods attacked by mirides cannot be harvested by farmers anymore. They will only harvest the crops not attacked by this pest. 4. Variability of seeds is also reduced. Weevils and beetles destroys the embryo of seeds, and when such seeds are planted, they will not germinate. 5. Control of pests leads to increase in cost of production. The farmer will spend more money on the purchase of pesticide, equipment to spray the pesticide, and the operators to apply the pesticide. All this will lead to increase in production of cost. 6. Some of the insect pests are vectors of various diseases. The arms of mealypox transmits the cocoa swollen shoots and groundnut rust diseases. thereby forming a vector that affects the crops. 7. Pest makes farm produce unattractive and unmarketable. The host created by yam beetle on yam makes it unattractive and unmarketable for farmers. Pests, example monkey, and birds cause nuisance to farmers by their noisy habits. Again, pests can also cause diseases to crop farmers. Farmers' profile is also reduced by pests. These are some of the economic importance of pests. On the classifications of pests, pests of crops are classified into two main groups, which is the insect pests and the vertebrate pests. The insect pests are being classified into two another groups, which is based on their mode of feeding and based on their location. Coming to classify the insect pests based on their mode of feeding and location, we have the biting and chewing insects, piercing and sucking insects, and chewing and boring hole insects. Based on their location, insects are being classified as those insects that attack our crops in the field and those that attack our crop in the storage after harvesting. On the vertebrate pests, we have the mammals and the amphibians, which is the birds. Let's take them one after the other. Insect pests with their examples. Insect pests on classification of crop pests based on insect pests. Insect pests exceeds other pests in number and species. They attack and destroy our crops at different stages of their growth and development. Insect pests can be classified based on two, as we said before, on their feeding habits, which is their mouth part, and their location. Based on their mode of feeding or feeding habits or their mouth parts is divided into three. 1. The biting and chewing insects. These have mandibles, their upper jaw and the lower jaw, upper lips. These their mouth parts are adapted by biting and chewing. They bite and chew the leaves, fruits, young and tender stems of crops. Example of biting and chewing insects are insects like grasshopper, locust, crickets, termites, beetles, larvae of butterflies known as caterpillar, and many others. Another example of insect pests based on their mode of feeding is the piercing and sucking pests. These have styles and proboscis which they pierce tissues and suck their sap or juice, and in this way cause collapse of the cell walls. There are also vectors of various diseases. For example, white fly, mealypox, and many others. Then we have chewing and boring hole insects. These are insects which they chew and bore into stored grains and stored products. They reduce these grains to powder. Examples of such insects are rice and maize weevils, beetles, and many others. On coming to classify these our insect pests based on their location, then we have our feed pests and our storage pests. Feed pests, these are pests that attack crops on the field. Example, grasshopper, caterpillars, locusts, grasshoppers, mealypox, crickets, termites, and many others. Then coming to those insect pests that attack our crops in the storage when they are already harvested and stored, These are pests that attack crops in the store. Example, the beans weevil, rice and maize weevil, and many others. Then coming to the same classifications on vertebrates. There we have the mammals and the amphibians. These are bigger pests. Vertebrate pests are, or non-insect pests are bigger pests with backbone. They are few in number when compared with insect pests. They attack crops in the field, while some attack crops in the store. Example of vertebrate pests are birds, animal crops come under the attack of birds. These birds have strong beaks used to pick and crack the seeds of grains. Some dig up plant seeds and eat them up. Example, pigeon, dove, and many others. Then we have rodents, which is also an example of vertebrate pests. These are things like rats, grass cutters, giant rats, squirrel, many others. They eat up. Their teeth are very sharp, especially their incisors. They attack crops on the field and some in the store, like rats. They do such damage to cereals, especially, for example, rats attacking stored grains in the store. Grass cutters destroying young rice and sugar canes on the field. Giant rats feed on tuber crops. Squirrels feed on oily palm fruits. In the course of this feeding on their crops, they also dirty their seeds and fruits with their excretors. Another example of vertebrates, there we have our mammals, such as goats, monkey, sheep, lizard. We have on these vertebrates, there we have the monkeys, the goat, the sheep. These are other vertebrate pests. Monkeys feed on banana and other fruits, crops. They also damage the branches of trees, crops, which they jump from one tree to when they jump from one tree to another. Goats and sheep and cow, if not well restricted, stray into farms and eat up leaves and shoots of crops. They also feed on foodstuffs displayed for sale. Even lizards feed on seedlings of tomatoes, garden egg, and other vegetables. We have methods, different methods of weed control. On different methods of weed control, there are various methods of controlling pests. The most common used method is chemical method of control, physical method of control, cultural method of control, quarantine measures, integrated pest management are different methods, biological methods of pest control. These are different methods we can use in controlling them. They are similar to those methods we use in controlling weeds. In our last class that we treated weed control. On this situation, we are now going to take them one after the other. Chemical method of weed control. This involves the use of chemicals called pesticides to control pests. Pesticides developed to kill insects are called insecticides. Example, gamalin 20, used in controlling cocoa insects. Pesticides used to control rodents are called rodicides. Example: chirates. They are poisonous, which when eaten by the rodent leads to its death. Herbicides are chemicals used to control birds. Chemicals used to control insects, pests in storage are called fumigants. Fumigants are released as gas in store. They need to be inhaled by the pest in order to be effective. Example of such fumigants are bromide. Fumigants should be carried out either in a completely airtight store or in stacks of bags. Is covered by gas-proof sheets. Fumigants, if not properly handled, are dangerous. Fumigants should be handled only by competent persons or personnel. Physical method of pest control. In this method, insect pests can be hand-picked and destroyed. Scare-screw can be used to scare away birds. Gun can be used to kill monkey, grasscutter, squirrel and big other animals. Wire net can be used to protect young seedlings of oil palm tree, coconut, rice and many others against rodent attack. In using any of these physical measures, care should be taken not to injure or kill humans, especially in the use of gun and dangerous traps. Biological methods of pest control. This involves the use of natural enemies to control these pests. Using what you know that they are enemies. Use for an example, the cat. Use of cat to kill rats in the store. Use of centipedes, scorpions, spiders that do not naturally attack crops can be used to control the population of insect pests by feeding on them. Some vertebrates such as toads, frogs, lizards, etc. can also be used on insects, thereby helping to control their population. Cultural method of pest control. This involves the use of natural practices associated with crops production in order to make the environment unsuitable for the growth and production of pests. This includes tilling operations. Plowing deep destroys the eggs, larvae and pupas of some soil-borne insect pests. Weeding regularly and destroying crops residues after harvesting will lead to the reduction or build-up of large population of insect pests. 3. Use of resistant varieties of crops. These crops have inbuilt tricks that help them resist attack of pests. Proper storage of farm crops. Good sanitation. This is used to break the life cycle of insect pests as well as to strive them to death. Burning of crop residues can reduce stem borers and some other insect pests in our farm. Quarantining measures as a method of pest control. In quarantining measures, here some newly imported agricultural crops are kept in a particular place in order to monitor it so that to notice if there is any pest on it before you mix into the old ones you have at home. At least with the name quarantining and the recent COVID-19 era now, we all know what we mean by quarantining. Keeping the person in an isolated place for a while, watching it. In COVID-19, we keep them away for 14 days, monitor them if there is any symptoms of COVID-19 in them before they can allow them now to go and visit their family. The same thing happens in crops. When we buy crops abroad or even you bought crops from the market, you keep like beans, you keep it for some time to monitor if there is some growth of weevils on it before you introduce it into the ones you have previously at home. Another method of controlling weeds is the integrated pest management, IPM. This involves the combination of two or more of these methods of pest control mentioned above. Like in example, in your store whereby you use fumigant and also introduce cats in order to control rats from destroying your stored crops. Side effects of some control measures. Let's take them one after the other. Side effects of chemical method. When we use chemical methods to control our pest crops, most of these pesticides used to control crops are toxic and poisonous to man and livestock. When food and or water are contaminated by these chemicals and then consumed by man or animal, it might lead to death. 2. The pesticide when sprayed can pollute the environment, and this can lead to sneezing and itching as consequences. 3. The pesticide may destroy beneficial soil organisms such as earthworm and nitrogen fixing bacteria. 4. Beneficial insects like butterflies and moths, which helps in pollination of plants, can also be destroyed by these chemicals. Chemicals can be washed from soil or plant by rainwater into streams, ponds, rivers, where they can kill aquatic lives, and numerous other side effects of the use of these chemicals. Especially when you use them in storing food, you have to allow the food to last for a very long time before the food can be consumed. Side effects of biological pest control method. 1. The predators used in controlling pests may attack beneficial organisms after succeeding in reducing ecological balance. 2. The target pest may be abandoned by the predators and they may start attacking the crops which they are expected to protect. 3. The parasites and predators used in controlling pests may transmit diseases to crops, man or animal. 4. Recapturing predators and parasites after they have controlled the pest is expensive and very, very difficult. Side effects of cultural control method. 1. Burning of crops residues to destroy pests can lead to destruction of soil organisms, matter, and loss of soil nutrients. 2. Beneficial soil organisms, example earthworm, caterpillar, etc., can be destroyed by fire. 3. Destruction of infected crops residues by fire can lead to bushfire, which can cause hazards to humans. 4. Tillage operations, when used to destroy the habitants of soil-borne pests, can destroy the soil structures. Evaluation. Define the term pest. Remember, where we define pest as a crop, as an organism whose activities on crops plants hinders the growth of such crops and reduces its yield either in the field and destroy food products in the store. Mention the 3 groups of insect pests. The 3 groups of insect pests. There we have boring hole insect space, piercing and sucking insect space, chewing and biting insect space. What are vertebrate pests? These are bigger pests. Vertebrate pests are bigger pests that are non-insects with backbone. They are insect pests that are not, they are pests that are not insect pests. They are bigger in size and they have backbones. Assignment: fill in the missing gaps in the diagram below. Assignment 2: state 5 economic importance of pests. 2. Mention 5 general side effects of different control measures of pests that we have studied. Thank you and see you in our next class. Bye.